is up, everybody? Glad to see everybody tonight. Yes, Dak owns Filthy. You are the first. Glad to see you. I think I saw you today, and I think that was Lost Chat. Yes, everybody coming in. Please like the video. Veep, can you help me with the background music? I don't hear it. But thank you guys, everybody that is here today rocking with me. Y'all know this is a great Monday. You want to know why? Because it's Victory Monday. Woo! We once again, what's up, Dwayne? Glad to see you in the chat tonight. But we once again have shown what this team can be and what this team's identity really is. I don't know who I was listening to yesterday, but they pretty much laid it out of what this team identity is. This is a team that wants, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the identity because they asked CD Lamb again about it, after our Rams game. Because y'all know I showed on this channel when they asked CD what the offensive identity is, and clearly he was frustrated, but he's like, I don't know. And then when they asked Dak and Mike, they kind of had deferring answers. Dak was saying, changing personnel up tempo. Mike is saying, control the time of the clock, all this type of stuff. So there's a lot of different competing answers, but I think we finally have gotten our answer or are getting the answer to what is this offensive identity and what is the complete identity of this team. I think I forgot what the saying is, but basically what we did against the Rams would be our fourth, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, this is our fourth blowout because we blew out the Giants week 1. It was a blowout versus the Jets, blowout versus the Patriots, and then now we have another blowout versus Rams. And I believe in each of those games, we had good productive offensive output. We had good defensive output. Not in all of those games, but I think in 2 maybe of those games, defense scored a touchdown. And then in 2 of those games, special teams made a play. Right? And so what I'm starting to really see, the word that's like a blinking light to me, honestly, is like, what is the identity of this team? I'm staying aggressive. Like, when we're truly at our best, we are an aggressive team. We are a team that wants to get up early. Now, I know in our previous blowouts, it didn't so much happen like that because, and we have to know this is also the 4th game, I believe, where we're sitting starters in the 4th quarter. Like, please look around and tell me where else y'all are seeing that at. What other organizations, teams, I know y'all covered some teams so much, but what other teams do y'all see that, right? Our division rivals fight to the nail versus every opponent. The best team in football, right? The Eagles, who's everybody saying they're the best team in football, they have to fight to the nail against every single opponent that they face. I don't think that they've really blown out a team yet. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't really think they've blown out anyone. So it's just very interesting. But yeah, I think, and I'm getting into the presentation. But before we get started, please like this video. Please share the video as well. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. It's been great because we're now well over 100 subscribers, guys. So just continue to help this channel grow. It really means a lot to me. I'm doing this work. Y'all know I have a day job, but I also dedicate a lot of time to the Cowboys, to the team, to my content, because y'all know I'm passionate about this and I really want to be able to get ideas out to help, encourage and also bring confidence to Cowboys Nation. So guys, please help me with that. Also, if you'll be so kind, please donate as well to my donate to me via Cash App. which is $StarGazerSports. And y'all can also see, y'all can either click the description below. It has all my social media links, but also my social medias were also displayed. Now it's kind of small because I'm about to get into my presentation, but my social medias are also displayed on my overlay. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the content. And I have like a couple of snippets of videos and things to show you guys. Because I always say, if you want to know about the team, what's up, Mickey? Glad to see you in the chat tonight. Y'all shout out. Y'all show love to Craving Cowboys, please. Y'all know me and Mickey do our shows on Wednesday. Please show love to her. Please go subscribe to her if she hasn't. If you haven't, sorry. You know, Mickey puts out fire content. Her and I are like yin and yang as co-hosts. So, Mickey, you know all the love I got for you. Anyway, let's get into content. So, game recap. Thank you, Dwayne. I see you send me another cash app. Thank you so much. Every time you donate to me, everybody who donates, I will always mention you by name, as much as I can, especially before I get monetized. Even when I do get monetized and I finally am able to get super chats, I'm always going to shout you guys out because it's important, right? You guys are using your hard-earned money to give to me so that I can continue to put content out for you guys. So it means everything in the world to me when you guys donate to my channel. But anyway, so here's my game recap. So 3 key things. I said offense explodes on the Rams. Defense pressures Stafford into oblivion. And special teams brings an extra violence to this team, right? Violence, aggressiveness. I don't know if you guys, if y'all follow, y'all should be following the Dallas Cowboys Instagram as well as their X page because they always post, things go out throughout the game. They also, post after the game, Mike's like locker room speech and stuff like that. And I believe a team captain of the game this week was Jay Ferguson, and when they, do their team, basically at the end of when they're in the locker room and they're breaking out to go home to their families. Jay Ferguson said, "We chose one thing to say." He said, we made a choice today. And what do we choose? Violence, right? And so that's exactly, violence, aggressiveness, that's what I see. When this team, and it's something that I want the coaches to do this every week, right? Because in our 2 losses, we weren't this way, right? And in our 2 losses, we kind of played tight to the vest, very scared to lose type of way. That's how I feel on defense and on offense. And I think we've got to, in every game, we've got to play Cowboys football. And I think, that comes from just like the coaches. It's been multiple people now who are saying that I think for these games, here's another game coming up, right? People are trying to hype it up. Who's the Eagles and who's going to take the NFC East? And this is going to prove who's the best team, all this stuff. And it's like, we should try to start treating these games as just another game. Because it seems like we play the best when we're relaxed. I can attest to that. I think I've said that before, either on this podcast or my other 2 podcasts that I do throughout the week, that I was a band nerd. I played trombone. We had this thing called All Region. All Region is when you practice on this solo all freaking year. And it's like the best kids from each school get to become one big band, and then you perform, you perform in an all region or all area band. This is like the best of the best kids all around the state of Texas come together and they play, right? And I remember every time I would try out for all region, my band directors would be so mad at me because I would do so great and practice all of this type of stuff, and then I would get here at all region and I would crap my pants and I wouldn't make it, or if I did make it, I would make alternate. You know what I'm saying? So, but I remember one time the best that I ever did is when I was just went in there and I was just completely calm. And this is when I was trying out for, it's called all area. So all area is a step above all region, right? And I played so calm, and I think I ended up like making close to our alternate or something like that. I wasn't even expecting to make it at all because again, this is like the elite players, and I was a good player, but I did not consider myself elite at trombone. I was pretty good. I was drum major at my school, great leadership and all that stuff. But I mean, I wasn't the absolute best, And so when I did that, it really did give me encouragement to just relax. And our team is something, and I say that to say that like our team is that way. We play better when we're just relaxed. We're not a team that really needs to get like amped up before a game. We gotta play low. We gotta play loose. We gotta play with confidence, right? And that's not just from the players, from the coaches as well. I think the coaches tend to get too beside themselves. We saw it in the 49ers game, right? We pumped that game up. It's not just another game. It's so huge, and you're playing and not making a mistake, and then the mistakes are just flooding in. You can't even think, okay, well, this is happening. What are my adjustments? Okay, this isn't working. How can I move this around? You can't think clearly because you want to win so bad, right? And so, either way, I think our identity is aggressiveness. But let's get into my next slide because I do have some videos that I want to show. Okay, so I said this offense, and y'all give me a second here. I feel like what's up, Tyrone? Glad to see you. I don't think I've ever seen you in the chat with me. Appreciate having you here. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to bring in my. What's up, Eastside Harold? Glad to see you as well. Eastside, y'all didn't win this weekend. And I knew y'all wasn't gonna win, but I was like, let me not put that on them because I knew everybody was hyping up Stroud, and they was making this is a battle of the first and second pick, and y'all did not win. So, anyway, but moving on. So, I hope y'all can see me better. I'm still kind of freaking light. Maybe it's worse. Yeah, I'm not just like tilt my light down so it can be on my face. I'm gonna have to trying to get me. I know y'all can see me, but I just want my face to be brighter. But anyway, that's this. I'm gonna be able to do it right now. Anyway, so let's look at. So I said this offense has looked in the mirror and found. Remember, I did a show right after the 49ers game, and it was entitled "The 40 Cowboys versus 49ers: A Mirror That We Cannot Dodge." Right, and I said, we need to look into the mirror. Coaches, players, look into the mirror, right, and decide and figure out who we are. Because at that time, I felt like we're trying to be a lot of things that we just aren't, right? I played the clip of Mike saying, we're a team, when they asked about the identity of the offense, and he said, make no bones or mistake about it. This is a defensive team, and that's our strong suit, and we rely on the defense and all that type of stuff. And I said, that's not an identity for your offense, right? That can be an identity for saying you're a defensive led team, as a collective, but they asked specifically, what's the identity of the offense? So here's what I concluded, and I got this directly from no other than our wide receiver one, Mr. C.D. Lamb. So I'm gonna play a little bit of his, not the whole thing, and this was from Dallas Cowboys YouTube, guys. So y'all can go there and see the full video. It's just his presser that was right after the game. But let me pull it up here and then show y'all, because they did ask CD what was the identity of this offense, and he was able to answer it clearly this time. It was no stuttering. It was no, I don't know. He was able to answer it clearly. So let me see if I can do it here. All right, here we go. I might have to skip around a little bit just to find it, but Can y'all see the? I think y'all can't see the. I'm playing the video, but I don't see it here on the screen. Hold on. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it wasn't showing at first. Sorry. Okay.
Absolutely, and speaks a lot of them. Very resilient group. I know we say it a lot, but that's definitely one of our also another of our identities.
Okay, I think I hit a bit.
Just giving us the ability to call any play with no restrictions. I feel like that's
what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play for
absolutely. Coming off the bye, we knew we had an advantage, and we came out striking. That was the goal.
Could you talk about your second touchdown catch? Because you were wide open, and that play seemed to come just for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, it wasn't a bit scheduled. Dak did a great job of, scrambling in the pocket, playing above the 2.3. And then I did my best of being open and staying open. So,
were you surprised that the Rams you guys were so explosive against the Rams?
Not necessarily surprised, because that's what we're looking for, week in and week out. That's how we should play, and that's just more of a stepping stone to what's to come.
Thanks, CD.
CD, we talk about time and things that first half feel like this Texas Coast offense finally really clicked like you wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, I got started early, and it kind of opened up the offense for us and giving us, everything open, and just giving us the ability to call any play with no restrictions. I feel like that's when we at our best, playing fast and making plays. Stand open, man. That's all I can do. And at my position, he's relying on me and I'm relying on him. So the best, we built the trust, coming in this year 3 together. Well, 4. Dang, I'm getting old. But it's year 4 together. A lot of banked reps. It's huge, honestly. Just getting the game early. You want to get the defense on their heels. Obviously, they're going to be focusing on me, so give them a reason to focus on me, and then I want all my guys to explode.
Here's it. What's the identity of the offense?
We're explosive and physical, and I say that with full ability and capability. I know what we can do week in and week out, and we can definitely take the top off of defense.
Okay, so that's what I want y'all to hear, right? So they asked him, they said, CD, and he kind of, the questions leading up to that, he also explained, I'm going to stop sharing this, right? So some key things that he said in that interview. He said, we got to me early. Now, when we got to me early, that opened up everything else. That opened up playbook, that opened up the players. He said, I want to be a reason that they have to focus on me. And then when they focus on me, everybody else around me explodes, right? That's what he said. When they focus on me, everybody else around me explodes. And I think you can help me pull back up my slide. Thank you. So, he said, now when they focus on me, everybody else explodes, right? He said, we're explosive and we're physical. That's the identity of this offense, right? They spoke a lot about they wanted to be physical. They wanted to be physical in the offseason, right? But we weren't really seeing that much because I think they were trying to establish in the beginning of the season, I think they were trying to establish the physicality of the run game. However, we don't really have that physical back anymore, right? We don't have that back anymore. We had that tone setter in Zeke. He's gone now. He's a New England Patriot. Now, they were trying to squeeze Tony Pollard into that role, but we all know that's not who Tony Pollard is, right? Tony Pollard is a scat back. He's like an Alvin Kamara. People like to say like a Christian McCaffrey, but I'm not even going to say like a Christian McCaffrey because Christian McCaffrey's even built a little bit more stout than Tony Pollard. But Tony Pollard is like a scat back, right? He likes to evade tackles with his quickness. You get him open up, you get him out in space. He can make a man miss. He's a pretty good receiver out of the backfield and stuff like that. So That's the type of back that Tony Pollard is. And we're not able to set the tone during the run game, like I said, because we don't have that back anymore. But that doesn't mean that you can't still establish dominance in physicality, right? Something else that I would like to point out, that they say every team after they play the 49ers, beginning last year, they were 0 and whatever, 0 and 19. But I think we brought the pain to the 49ers this game, even though it didn't look like it from the box score. Obviously, you look at the box score, we got blown out. But when we got out of that game, we didn't have no injuries. We pretty much just wiped that game. It's like, whatever, we lost, move on to the next game. And now you see a trickle-down effect with the 49ers. It's like they got up so high for us that now they can't win the game. They literally are 0-3 since playing us. And like I keep rewatching that game, and I'm like, I don't really think that it was scared. We were scared as players. I think we were too amped. And like I said at the beginning of the show, every time we're too amped up, we don't really perform well. But when we're just cool and confident, that's when we really explode, right? We really explode on our opponents. So the offensive identity now is explosive and physical. That's our identity, right? We got guys at every single wide receiver position that can make plays. We have running backs that can make plays. We have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I believe Dak Prescott, top 2, top 3 quarterback in the league. When you have that, right, you want to lean on that, right? Lean on your strengths to set the physical tone, right? We weren't leaning on our strengths in this offense. We were trying to lean on the run game. But that was not, like I said, that wasn't what was going to set the tone. But what sets the tone is Dak Prescott dicing and lighting people up. And I really just saw aggressiveness from start to finish in this Rams game. We didn't take our foot off the pedal. We continued to try to throw the ball down their throats. And I personally like that. I love that. And I think we're kind of getting back to, and then y'all see so let me go through my points. So 1, we're explosive and physical. 2, as CD said, we make him a threat. Everybody around him has a good day, right? Let's look here. I have the box score here to the left, the graphic. Hopefully y'all can see it. So obviously Dak Prescott had himself a day. 25 of 31, 304 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, which was a tip ball, 80.9 QPR, 133 passer rating. Amazing, right? Look at the rushing. Right? Look at the rushing. Tony Pollard only got 12 carries. Dak 4, Rico Dowdle 5, and then CD and Cook 1, right? And then we look at the receiving, right? CD went off. So that's 12 receptions, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. Look who's right under him. And CD got 14 targets. That's the type of – CD's got to be at minimum 10, right? At minimum 10. So I think we also figured that out over the bye week as well. We need to run this offense through CeeDee Lamb. Run the offense through Lamb. And once he eats, everybody else will eat. But if we're going to ignore Lamb and not make him a threat, then that allows defensive coordinators to tee off, right, on everyone else. If we want everybody else to eat, to get theirs, let our number one, right? Let our number one, let Big Daddy, whatever you want to say, let him eat first, right? Let him eat first, and then everybody else can eat. And so we see here on the box score, CeeDee Lamb, 14 targets, Brandon Cook, 4, Jake Ferguson, 4. Both of them had touchdowns, Michael Gallup, 3. That's what we want to see, right? Because when I say here, this is the progression. CeeDee, Cooks, Ferguson. That is the winning formula. That's who Dak should be looking. He should be looking at CeeDee. If he's not looking at CeeDee, then go to Cooks. If not Cooks, Ferguson, right? And I think Ferguson has the potential. He's a top. Somebody tweeted this. I think it was a shout out to Nix on your guy Nix on X. He also has like Pick 6 Sports. Shout out to him. Great content creator. Love him. He also has like his X Twitter Spaces and stuff like that. It's very phenomenal. So I fellowship with him a lot through there. But yeah, Ferguson. He said Ferguson is a top 5 tight end just waiting to happen. So I don't just think of Ferguson as we did with Schultz, where he was just like a security blanket. I think of Ferguson as an actual weapon on this team, not just a chain mover, but an actual weapon, a guy who can go out there and make a play, right? Because we see every single time that the Ferguson gets the ball in his hands, he's making guys miss every single time. And in all metrics, he is top 7 tight end. If you want to look at stats, I don't have them pulled up, but y'all can pull it up. Y'all can look for yourselves. Jake Ferguson is him, and he definitely needs to be a guy that we also focus on getting the ball in his hands as well, just like a Travis Kelce and a George Kittle. Okay, but anyway, what else do we figure out about ourselves? We pass to open up the run, right? This is the West Coast principle. The West Coast principle is you pass the ball to open up the run, and that's what we did yesterday. We came out firing, which then when we wanted to run with Tony up the middle or on the edges, it worked for the most part. It worked because we finally gave the center of this offense, right? The strongest point in this offense is Dak. Okay? Like Dak Prescott is a guy that's on a trajectory. Now, outside of our 2 Hall of Famers, right, that are unquestionably Hall of Famers, Zach Martin and Tyron Smith. But next, you have Dak Prescott. CD is up there too, but Dak obviously has the tenure, right? And so when you have a top of the league quarterback, you need to be able to run this offense through him, right? You need to be able to take the reins off and allow him to pass the ball, okay? Because he is the threat. And something else, I don't think I have time to. There's so many videos that I would like to show y'all. But what Dak is doing pre and post snap, I said this last year, I believe. It's very Peyton Manning-ish. Dak is probably the best right now in the league at post snap. He's probably the best. I'm going to say even over Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying when it comes to physical ability or arm talent that Dak is better than Patrick Mahomes. But when it comes to, like I said, playing the mental game of this sport, I do believe that Dak Prescott is better than all the active quarterbacks. The only ones that you could say is above him is Aaron Rodgers. And we know Aaron Rodgers, maybe Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is not above him, but he may be on the same level, right? Because he's obviously been here longer. But as we know, Kirk Cousins, of which I was sad about it, but he's out for the season now. George ACL, Aaron Rodgers, same thing. So in the league right now, active and playing, Dak Prescott is the best cerebral quarterback in the league. I'm going to go ahead and say that. Y'all can bookmark it, screenshot it. I don't care. But he is the best. So, and so when I bring up here, I say Pollard's role is diminishing because he has diminished. And this is not a knock to Tony Pollard. But I knew that when he came off of that when he had that injury, that it was going to affect him a bit, right? I didn't think that it's not like it's affected Tony Pollard just like he's trash, right? Like, we're not going to even go that far. I don't believe in calling players trash. But he doesn't quite have that same explosiveness. One thing that we used to always brag about Tony Pollard is that he had the ability to shift his momentum and stuff like that without losing speed. That's no longer right. He's had a couple of explosive runs, but he's yet to have an explosive run lead to a touchdown. I don't even know what Tony Pollard's touchdowns on the year are, but I don't think it's very high, right? And I really think he's diminished because he's in a role that he hasn't been in before, right? As I said at the beginning of the season, we're trying to make him a bell cow back. He's not that. And I think that's why now you see reverse. And so I do want to show this clip, and then we can move into the I'm just go 10 more minutes and then we can do the blast arts of the week at the 40-minute mark. But before I show y'all this video about Mike, how Mike McCarthy after our game versus the Rams came out and said that we wanted to pass the ball. We wanted to tilt. We want to tilt this offense to passing the ball more. And then I'm not gonna play Stephen Jones clip, but Stephen Jones also echoed that same thing, right? And then we also see on this box score, less than Gallup is more, right? We targeted Gallup versus the Chargers 10 times for 3 targets. We only targeted him 3 times this game, and guess what? We came up with 2 of them. 20 yards, 10-yard average. Great, phenomenal. That's the production that you're going to get out of Michael Gallup. That's who he is now. Keep him somewhere for about 3 to 5 targets a game. He should be able to catch 50, 60% of the ball. But you try to target him like a true dominant X wide receiver, and that's where you get in trouble. And something else that they did, which completely changed the dynamic and why CD was just getting open, is they finally moved CD out to the X wide. Because y'all know when your X wide receiver is the guy that's out on the island on his own, right? He's on the island by himself, usually going against the number 1 corner. We hadn't really had CD in that position at all. Michael Gallup had majority of the snaps at the X. And he's a guy that really struggles on press, man, beating him man one-on-one. That's why y'all saw balls lobbed up to Michael Gallup. 49ers game wasn't coming single game ball. We had him in that position versus the Chargers, was not coming, right? So we've kind of bring down his role, bump up CDs, and y'all saw how this offense just blew up. And everybody's talking about this is the offense that we wanted to see. And that's why I'm like, this is the offense that we need to be, right? We were able to see our full strengths, okay? And then last point about this offense also is that we discovered that Mike is a player's coach, right? Mike specifically said, I think I might be able to have time to play both of those clips. So, but Mike said specifically these words, guys. I promise I'm not lying. They were like, Mike seemed like the offense really got in the stride. This was on today. They said, we really seemed like Mike got the offense got into a stride. They looked really good. Like, how did that what brought that on? What are the changes and stuff like that? He talked again about how we wanted to come out firing, how we wanted to tilt more toward the passing game. But then he literally said, we unleashed that. He said that. I said, what? Did he say that? He said, yeah. Took the leash off of Dak, let Dak have full control and reign over this offense, and you saw it just skyrocket up to the roof. And then another thing that was cool, I'm not going to show you this clip, but if y'all want to go back and listen to Dak Prescott's press conference right after the game, he said that Brandon Cooks cooked up that TD. That TD, when he got a 9 route, he literally went up to Mike McCarthy during the game and told Mike, hey, coach, if you put me on this route, right, it's going to be a touchdown. Mike called it, Dak threw it, touchdown. So it's really showing that Mike is becoming a coach that's really starting to damn the scheme, Mike, and really listen. I think that's what really happened because, they talk about we did across the hall where they have the defensive coaches back to the offensive players and vice versa. And they were really able to get a real grasp of these players and what they want to see, where their frustration, where would they like to progress. That's something that they said they really were able to go over during the bye week. And lo and behold, we see it first game. I love that. I love how quickly Mike makes adjustments. It brings up again resilience. Resilience is what this team is. And you know what resilience means? It means to bounce back quickly after a defeat. And that's what we are. CD said it in that press conference as well that I just showed you. That's another identity. Like, we are so resilient, like this offense, and that stems from Mike, that stems from Dak Prescott, just stable. Nothing shakes or phases them. they can mess up, look horrible one week, they're gonna look great the next week. That's our team, really. That's our team, especially under Mike McCarthy. If we really want to know who we are, and that's been proven since Mike McCarthy has been the head coach here. We take our lumps, but best believe we're going to come right back after that lump and we're going to dominate because that's who we are. But let me see if I can play this clip real fast with Mike saying that he unleashed that. I think that's probably what I'm going to play. And then we can take a break after that. So let me see if I can bring this up. Please, if you guys are, thank you to everybody who's in the chat with me. Please like the video if you're watching. Please share it as well. Y'all help me get my content out. Please subscribe to my channel as well if you haven't already done. Let me just get past this commercial here. Sorry. Okay. I'm gonna just, y'all forgive me, I'm gonna have to skip around just a little bit, but it's all right. It will be all right. And let me just play here. Okay, here we go. Big this screen.
Just got a prepared statement.
And again, this is my McCarthy.
David Moore, Dallas Morning News.
Dallas Cowboys.
You get a chance to look much at Philadelphia yet, and if you have, how?
Just frankly, about halfway through the Washington game. Yeah, I know Dan. Speaking with him briefly, I know he's coming in here. You could ask him more specific.
Again, we're not gonna watch it.
I mean, definitely. I mean, I think if you just look at what we've done in the first 6 games, there's a number of things, and it's just because.
Really looking like you guys want to look coming out of camp. A little bit from last night, though. Just talk about the offense. Jerry talked about and Dak talked about the offense taking a step, and it really looking like you guys want to look coming out of camp.
I mean, definitely. I mean, I think if you just look at what we've done in the first 6 games, there's a number of things, and it's just because of the type of games we've been in. Half of our games in the first 6 games, the second halves weren't, we're in 4-minute offense in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, frankly, I think it was just more getting to concepts and doing some things we just haven't done yet. So, and really just, cutting Dak loose. I mean, but the ball distribution was, we hit our average. We had 8% of our.
Hear what he said. So I
plays
tried
were
the words wrong, but he
rushes
said
were
cutting.
So, I mean, so that part, I think.
Play
Yeah,
that.
so, and really just, I mean, frankly, I think it was just more getting to concepts and doing some things we just haven't done yet. So, and really just, cutting Dak loose. I mean, but the ball distribution was, we hit our average. We had 8% of our, plays were, rushes or completions. So, I mean, so that part, I think, consistent. Just had the one giveaway, the time of possession, which is important. That was a big emphasis, for us as part of our complementary football formula. CD had a huge day, but I do like the way we're spreading the ball around, and if you look at play calling as when you throw it, it's more aggressive. Then we were more aggressive yesterday.
Was it leave more out of what you did during the bye week, or learned in the bye week from what you were earlier, or was it more just again a natural progression of the offense?
I think it's more confirmation of just say, we need to get going. We need more production from the offense, and I think a big part of that is just trusting your players and opening things up. So, we have a lot of football to play, and, I just, conceptually, we got some things we can, still haven't got to yet, but, I think, start to, to me, that first trimester, you show, what you think you want to be coming out of the off season, and then you start getting into variations of those concepts. So I think we're starting to hit that point.
Right. So, and I think that's all the clips on the show tonight. So, because we got to get to the show. But let me briefly talk about this, and then VP can come and do the artist of the week. But he literally said, cutting Dak loose. We cut Dak loose. We opened up this offense. We knew we needed to come out. We needed to come out firing, i.e., what word I said at the beginning of the show? Aggressive. We need to be aggressive. No more just being predictable. We're just gonna run it on first and second down. Then we'll do a pass, but it's too predictable. We need to come out firing. Let your quarterback come out guns a blazing and hot. That is our identity. And then just putting a full picture though on what I believe this team is. We are an explosive team that is aggressive on all three faces of the ball. Our goal in offense is to get ourselves up so that our defense can then do what they do best, which is rush the passer. Because once you get up so far and score, the opposing opponent can run the ball, but they're likely not going to win. You get what I'm saying? And then at that point, right, once we get up so high, then we can throttle it down a little bit, right? You can throttle it down a little bit. Not too much, but you can throttle it down a little bit so that you can then slow down the game, win the game. Close out. You can close out the game. But anyway, B, come in and do the Blast Artist of the Week.
Alrighty. Good evening, everyone. Blast Artist Spotlight tonight is going to be my man Mike Jeezy, and this is called Energy. Let's check it out.
Make sure you keep that same energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Make sure you keep that same energy.
Mike G coming through the crowd raw, big dog. You don't really wanna feel these claws. See, God loves me anyway, despite these flaws. So I gotta get a little buck wild, yeehaw. My God giving y'all the blessing, so I never tap out. No time for stressing. I'm confessing that I'm still learning lessons. When I get knocked down, get up stepping, cause I know how my blessings flow. Started from the ground down to the tiptoe. Holy Spirit, you don't wanna miss this flow, cause I'm talking about you and the whole trio. The Father's on top and they call me mijo. For my Latino, just Jesucristo. My God's bilingual, so if you didn't know, I'ma speak English, mi amigo.
Make sure you keep that same energy. 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 Make sure you keep that same energy.
Real. Somebody tell me whose man's is this? Flip flop, they crisscross, wanna jump when they plotting the whole twist. Well, hey, Mr. Big Stuff, now tell me who you think you are. Call Gene Knight, cause you know you're dismissed. I got a lot of enemies, they draining my energy, but tell them my energy is inside of my energy. If I'm at a dead end, I'm counting the real friends, the type that will help you and open the Red Sea. Never make a promise that you can't keep. Nobody really likes to bluff, that's a way so deep. If you're gonna repent, then I suggest an upkeep. And if that energy drained, then throw away the whole thing. Sometimes you gotta cut the cord to keep moving forward, to be a valuable piece within this game and board. What's done in the dark is brought to the light, it's heads or tails. So tell me how you call it, alright? Listen, hot or cold, ain't no man in the middle, cause if it gets spit out, ain't no stopping this riddle. You're headed on a dead end, on a one way. I know you see the sign, read it what the Lord say. On a periodic table, I'm an element, and me and God got a chemistry. So next time you ever think about attacking me, well, make sure you keep that same energy.
Make sure you keep that same energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Make sure you keep that same energy.
I'm living for God for real. I go fishing for real. I'm like a Navy SEAL, toting that Pelican bill. I'm just a kid full of Skittles, no riddle, it's simple. I love it with all of my energy, I get empty. In the forefront, I'm up on my tippers. I think I saw Jesus in my dreams. Oh, you don't believe all that sweet honey, please. I get hyped through the night, oh, my energy gon' spike. Oh, I think I see the light.
Make sure you keep that same energy. 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 Make sure you keep that same energy.
And that is Mike Jeezy with Energy. And if you Are an independent artist or a spoken word poet or up and coming comedian looking for some exposure? You can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. But Blast is also looking for the fans. So fans of great music, you can go to blastmusic247.com, register as a fan, and enjoy hundreds and hundreds of content. Blast, changing the industry one artist at a time. Back to you, Star.
Thank you, V. Can pull my presentation back up. But yeah. So just awesome. Obviously, Mike, what he said, cutting Dak loose. Mike cutting Dak loose. Obviously, I'll show y'all a graphic here. Because I do have time to bring that. It's not a video, it's just a graphic. Let's see here. So people had so much content today. We was on fire. But anyways, let me show y'all this real fast. Y'all see that there? Can y'all see that or not? I don't know why sometimes it will share stuff and then it won't. But... oh, there we go. Mike cutting Dak loose. Y'all know what that looked like? Dak Prescott. 93.2 PFF grade in his last 2 games, highest among all QBs. When you let Dak Prescott cook, good things happen. You want to let Dak Prescott cook. You want to let Dak Prescott be in full control of this offense, and that's what he's been doing these past 2 games. And that's why you've seen Dak not only pre and post now playing at a high level, but also again using who he is, which is that being that guy that brings that physical energy, right? Being that guy that's a dual threat. That's what got him paid, right? So many times under Kellen Moore's offense, Dak was a statue. He was a statue. And we're like, Dak, you're not Tom Brady. Like, you may not be Lamar Jackson, but you definitely can run for that first down there. And so that's what happens when you let as Mike said, cut Dak loose. Let Dak be the football player that he is. Let him be that dynamic guy again, right? It wasn't that Dak wasn't that guy, it's that he was basically being held back under Kellen Moore's offense, and then at the beginning of the season being held back. But now you see not only is Mike forward, Schottenheimer is forward, Dak is forward. Dak even said that he is at his best when he can be his dual threat self. Then you also hear Jerry and Steven saying, absolutely, we are all for it. When previously we had heard from certain people that it was Jerry and them telling Dak he couldn't run. But now they're saying they're all for it. So I don't know who lied or not, but all I know is let my quarterback be himself. Because when my quarterback is himself, he's top 2 quarterback in the league, right? Even when he wasn't himself statistically, he's still always at the top. But letting him be himself just makes him just lethal in a totally different way. Okay, let me get back to my presentation. VP, bring that back up for me. Thank you. All right. So moving on. So I have here defense wins championships, right? DaRon Bland. Wow. DaRon Bland is the best cornerback in football right now. I just had, as I was pulling up a graphic for, and I'm not going to show it because I hate having to keep going back and forth, but I'm going to just read it to y'all. Shout out to my guy, Outlaw Cowboy. I think I've showed his content before on the show. Outlaw Cowboy is like a statistics guy on X, so y'all follow him. But DaRon Bland, he's first in passer rating allowed, right? I have that there, 22.3%. Second in interceptions right now. First in pick sixes. First in touchdowns. First in yards after catch. And tied third in passes defended. This is the best cornerback we have. We got this guy in the 5th round, and he is now the best cornerback in football. I can only imagine what this cornerback room would look like if Diggs was here at full capacity. Talk about scary hours, right? DaRon Bland now has more touchdowns than Devontae Smith, T. Higgins, Tyler Lockett, Jalen Waddle, and Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley is the Jags' number 1 wide receiver, right? Now, Jalen Waddle, Tyler Lockett, T. Higgins, Devontae Smith, those are all number 2s. But still, a quarterback's got no business, no business at all having those types of, having more touchdowns. That is so funny. But he's got no business at all having more touchdowns than these guys. But he does. Second point, I wanted to point out about the defense, the Marquise Bell experiment has worked. Now, remember, Dan Quinn tried this converting the safety to linebacker experiment with Keanu Neal, and we just go ahead and flush that right down the toilet. It was terrible. Like, we'll just be honest, didn't work out, and Keanu Neal is back playing safety because he is not a linebacker. He is not a linebacker. But for the first 7 weeks of the season, Marquise Bell, according to PFF, is graded as the best linebacker. Now, we're going to put some, of course, we know we got to put some context, right? Because do I think Marquise Bell is a better linebacker than Fred Warner? No. Okay. Do I think he's a better linebacker than Roquan Smith? No. But if you're going about play, aggressiveness, tenacity, right? He's a guy who's coming downhill and living in the backfield. That's who he is, right? Now, of course, I think physically, he's not going to be on the level of the Fred Warners and the Roquan Smiths unless he gains the same weight but still able to keep the speed that he has. Because he's a real small dude, and his game is if you keep him clean, he can shoot through those gaps like a missile. But we already know if them guards are able to get a hand on him, he's wiped out. We saw that in the Cardinals game. So. But still, he's been playing at an incredibly high level. And then our pass rush continues to be relentless, right? It was all, everybody knows, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. These are one of the best, wide receiver tandems in the league. Obviously, Puka Nacua, I mean, he wouldn't able to do it against us, but if he continues on the trajectory that he was on, he's going to be in the running for Rookie of the Year. It probably going to be between him and C.J. Stroud. But wow, we have those guys to 64 yards collectively. That is unheard of. This is why this defense really is special. You know what I'm saying? You say lead, not lead. I don't know. We got to continue to see, throughout the year. I think we'll be able to name and say what this defense really was once we get to the postseason. But we just keep seeing real glimpses of just extraordinary greatness that you just are not seeing from other teams. I mean, we just got to call it like it is, period. And then another fun fact that I had from Twitter is that this defense has not allowed any wide receivers or running backs to go over 100 yards. That's crazy. Now we're facing, right now, we got to say, A.J. Brown. He's playing like the best wide receiver in football right now. I mean, it's a battle between him and Tyreek Hill. We got to be upfront about it. Can't lie. I mean, I hate that he's an Eagle, but I mean, it is what it is. He's on like a 6 or 7, 126 yard game streak. I mean, he's playing out of his mind right now. So we're going to be tested. We're going to be tested versus, the Eagles this week. But even so, the fact that we have not allowed wide receivers or running backs to reach over 100 yards shows that this defense, even in our blowout loss versus the 49ers, we still didn't allow any of them to go over 100 yards. And we know how Ayuk gets down. Brandon Ayuk, just this past game, I think, put up over 100 yards. I think Kittle did too. We know Debo be putting up over 100 yards. So the fact that we were able to shut it down and really hold these guys down shows that, this defense really has potential, as I said, to be very special. But we're not going to because of what we've seen from them different spots throughout the year, we can't sit there and give them the elite title. But like I said, we'll be able to get to that. We'll be able to name this defense and really see who they are once we're battle tested in the playoffs. So that's what I will say. But great showing from the defense. phenomenal showing from the defense, to be quite honest. This was a way better game for them than versus the Chargers, because we know Justin Herbert missed a couple of throws that probably would have been touchdowns or just real big plays leading them into the red zone. But this game, I mean, they really kept Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp under lock. And you know, that's due to the pass rush, right? But also due to our secondary being able to lock shit down, right? So moving on to our next slide. Also, big day for special teams, right? Y'all see my guy here, Sam Salam Williams. Y'all go to Michael Gilkin's page because he did a breakdown of Sam, because Sam is now, for sake of time, I'm not going to show it, but Sam is now playing the gunner role that CJ Goodwin was in, and doing a phenomenal job. Now, Sam Williams he's a defensive end. So we know he ran a 4.4, right? Coming out of college. But he's like 250, 240, and he's our gunner. And what I loved from Sam was that, y'all know that little tweet went viral with him saying, you know, unleash me. And I'm glad that they said, okay, you want us to unleash you? Let's see what you can do on special teams, right? And it was just amazing to see him do it so well and really take pride in that. That's one thing I would have to say with Bone Fossil. Everybody on the special teams just plays with such pride, and they take their jobs so seriously. We saw that from Jalen Tolbert on special teams, right? And then now we see Jalen Tolbert's snaps increase significantly this week. So I think they're finally listening to us, guys. Keep speaking. Because it's now Jalen Tolbert is finally cutting in to Michael Gallup's snaps. So they are slowly phasing Michael Gallup out, and they're slowly phasing Jalen Tolbert in. And I love that, because we know that Jalen Tolbert is more diverse. He's obviously more diverse, meaning he knows every single position. He knows every single wide receiver position. He's obviously more versatile and can do things that Michael Gallup cannot do. So I'm really grateful for that. But just seeing how Sam stepped up, we know he was also the one who blocked the punt, right? Who got us the safety. I think from his pure effort alone, we're going to start seeing him get more snaps at the defensive end position. But until then, Sam, keep killing it on special teams, because we know special teams affects games. It can be the difference in games many a times. And I went ahead and looked it up, and we have a top 4 special teams unit. That's very, very important. Because we know how important special teams, especially when you get the playoffs. We're top 4. I think we can push ourselves to top 2 if we keep on this trajectory. So shout out to the special team. Shout out to Turpin. Turpin, 88 yards yesterday in punt return. 88 yards. And he had that touchdown, but that was called back because Nashawn Wright, he may end up getting his butt. He's going to be in workout clothes next week, because you could tell the coaches was not happy about that. Mike brought it up. I forgot who else brought it up. They said it didn't even, Steven brought it up. I listened to Steven's interview this morning on the Fan. Steven brought it up. Like, you can't just come back, Nashawn Wright, and be the reason you wipe points off the board. And another thing, I don't know if y'all been noticing, but have y'all noticed that, like, when a player commits a penalty, they take them off the field? I don't like that. I like that. They do for defense and offense. So I think that's how they're correcting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they see a player get a bonehead, except for, like, obviously your offensive line, because you can't be pulling off climbing off the field. But when it comes to like cornerbacks, wide receivers, defensive ends, or whatever, when the linebackers, when they do something stupid like that, the coaches be like, come on, come on off the field. Come on off the field. I love that, because that's the only way. Like, we cannot continue. The way you get rid of these penalties is fear and cutting off people playing time. Period. So I really like that, and I just see just a different swagger in this. It's just like everybody. I don't know, but it's like from Dak to Mike Micah, to the front office. I mean, they just feel different. Everything feels different, for me. I don't know what y'all think in the chat. Y'all can let me know. But the players, like the way that they speaking and stuff like that, it's like complete confidence, and it's almost like that us against the world. And it's like we're not scared of nobody. Like we don't care. Say what you want. Say what you want. Keep talking trash about me. Go talk. Say I'm ass. I suck. I'm the worst player, quarterback. Keep telling me that. Go ahead. He said this past week, they said, Jerry said, "Oh, I don't want to poke the bear," talking about the Eagles. Dak said, "If poke the bear, pour honey on me. Pour honey on me." And he been talking. Shout out to Rome, spicy. He been talking spicy. They don't care anymore. And he's like, "This is football, bro. Like we talk. That's what football is. You know what I'm saying? Like we talk trash. Sometimes you're gonna get your ass beat. Sometimes you're gonna dominate. But I'm still gonna help. I'm still gonna have confidence in myself, regardless. You know what I'm saying? So I just see that from like they don't care about the media. They don't care about all this hyping up this team and that team. They're like, yeah, whatever. They still gotta play us at the end of the day. So I really like that. That whole swagger and mentality from our team. It just, I don't know. They just seem different to me. They just seem different. Let me see what y'all saying. If anybody respond to what y'all think in the comments, but they just playing on a different type of swag, a different type of level. Yeah, but anyway, let me get to the next slide. So, of course, player of the game, unit of the game. Y'all know I give y'all this every show. My Mac looks like, hey, you better charge me before we go out of battery. Oh no. But anyway, y'all know we do this every show. Offense, of course, is gonna go to CeeDee Lamb. I mean, he killed it. What was his stats again? I had it in the first slide. 12 receptions, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, I don't think it gets any better than that. Don't think it gets any better than that at all. Also, so CeeDee Lamb obviously had a monster day, and I hope we continue to target and use him. Hopefully, fingers crossed, as a number one wide receiver, like he said, so that it can open up everybody else. That's what I hope that we do, and that's the smartest thing to do going forward. Him and Dak are our best players on offense. Let that connection get rumbling first, and then the connections with everybody else will open up. That's what we need to do going forward. No more targeting skill. What's it called? What the playmaker said? We target our role players as stars and our stars. No more doing that nonsense. No more doing that nonsense. We need to target our stars. Period. Let the role players get their scraps as they can get them. I'm sorry, but we're trying to win a Super Bowl here, and the only way you win a Super Bowl is by playing the best and using your best to the best of their abilities, right? And then for the defense, I gave it to the whole secondary unit because, like I said, them stopping Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, keeping both of them to 64 yards collectively is insane. Yes, our defense helped out a ton with that. I mean, our defense, when I say our defensive line, right, the pressure helped out, but the secondary still had to do their jobs. And I saw passes deflected. I saw them covering those guys like white on rice. Marquise Bell was covering Tutu. I mean, we were covering those guys like white on rice. So shout out to the secondary. Shout out to Al Harris, because Al Harris got the secondary playing lights out. We give a lot of love to Aiden Dirty, obviously, because our pass rush is lethal. But we got to give love to Al Harris too, because he's got these corners prepared and he's got these corners making real plays on the ball, right? Like I said, we got a real test coming up versus AJ Brown, so I'm really interested to see how we play him. I mean, I'm not scared at all of AJ Brown. I'll never be scared of any Eagles. I don't care how good they are. All-world, Pro Bowl, Hall of Fame, I don't care. I will never be scared of an Eagle, but he's going to test our secondary. And him and Jalen Hurts, they do have a special connection. Like Jalen Hurts gets him the ball. He gets him the ball. And he helps Jalen Hurts. Like, it don't matter if Jalen Hurts overthrows the ball, unthrow, he catches it. That's one thing I will say about those Philly wide receivers, tight ends. They catch every ball. They catch most of the balls Jalen Hurts throws to them. So they make Jalen Hurts look a lot better than he is, you know? But that's why you need good weapons, right? You need good weapons that are going to help your quarterback. And then lastly, this is my new thing. I don't know why it's not showing up here, but I think I can show it on my actual PowerPoint because I worked hard on it. So I'm like, I really want to show it. Y'all give me a second to chat. Let me see if I can pull it up and show y'all that way. Okay, we'll show. Okay, get here. Okay, let me go over here. Let me see if I can. I'm not gonna let me do it. Dang, I don't know why. I had this geared up and it's not letting me show the graphic. I don't know how I can show it for you guys. If I can pull it up some way. Somehow I worked so hard on it, guys. It's really cool. This is my new thing I'm doing. It's like my constellation for the week. What I want us to do going forward. Let me see. I have it here, but I don't know if it will allow me to share it. It will let you show the Chrome tabs, but it's not letting me show my other tabs. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why basically I have like a whole cool graphic that I designed that's gonna be my constellation of the week. Basically, if y'all don't know what constellation is, basically where the stars form on a certain picture or whatever. And it was showing my word of the week or my constellation of the week is build. I really had it nicely designed, but I cannot figure out how to get it here, showing it here on the screen. In my tabs, I don't know how to do that. So, unfortunately, I'm sorry about that, guys. It's gonna be a cool graphic. I probably will post it. I'll probably post it on my Twitter. So y'all go to my Twitter page, or sorry, it's called X now. Y'all go to my X page, and it will. Y'all go to my X page, and I'll post it there so y'all can see it. But anyway, it's build, right? I had it like written in the stars and everything. It's so cool. So much, like I said, look out on and I probably will try to upload it to like my YouTube posts and stuff like that. So look out for that, the graphic. But yes, it's built because that's what I want to do. The Rams game was the first that we saw like truly offense on fire, defense on fire, special teams on fire. So what we need to do is build off of this. Build off of our aggressiveness. Continue to be aggressive. Next week versus Philly, I want Dak to throw for 400 yards. I'm tired of it. Like, I don't care about the NFC. I don't care about none of that. I'm tired of this conservative. We run the ball. We don't. No, we don't. We destroy Philly through the air every single week. Pass rush, no pass rush. I don't care about it. Their secondary is not good. Even with Kevin Byard, Sam Howell threw almost 400 yards on them, 4 or 5 touchdowns. They're not good. Their secondary is not good. I don't care what anyone says. They're not good. And we need to attack them and air the ball out. I never thought I'd be saying this stuff because we're running it. But no, we need to start running the ball. We need to start throwing the ball to open up the run. That's our new identity. I think that's what we've come to. I wasn't able to show the clip, but go look at Mike McCarthy's press conference right after the game. Listen to Stephen Jones on the fan. We're moving to our offense being more aggressive, And Mike said, if you want to call passing the ball aggressive, then yeah, we're going to pass the ball. We are going to pass this ball, and passing the ball will then open up the run game for us. We have too many playmakers on the perimeter to be sitting here trying to just ram the ball down people's throats. We don't have the power back. The offensive line is still learning the new run scheme. What they have been good at is pass block. I know it didn't look that way because we got about 3 sacks. Woo, got about 3 sacks. Well, once we settled in, then it was fine. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we aired out on the Eagles. Air it out. Like, no fear. Like, that's our offense. That's what we're gonna run, and that's what we're gonna be. And that's where we're best at. Being explosive, making plays. As CeeDee Lamb said. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for rocking with me tonight. Before y'all leave, please like the video. Please share the video as well. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Y'all see all of my social medias there to the left. You can also go down in the description, and I have all the links to my social medias. But y'all have a good, safe, and blessed night, and prayerfully I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Thank you.